Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael and this is Happy Ghost Reacts. Today I will be continuing my Attack on Titan reaction series for the final season. Today's episode being Season 4, Episode 11, called Deceiver. Very interesting title. So last episode was another flashback. The last two episodes ago, it was 3 years ago. Last episode was 2 years ago from present time, being after the port was finished, and that lady who we saw see Willie and was at his party and everything obviously knew that all of that was going to happen. And now that we have this backstory and rewatching some of the scenes that she was in previous to knowing this information, kind of makes a lot of sense. When she went and visited Willie right before the play, and then she was like, alright, let's get out of here. I'm not sticking around for what's about to happen, because she knew to a point. I'm assuming that something was going to happen. I don't know if she knew the full extent, but I have no doubt that she knew something was going to happen. So then we learn a bit more of Mikasa's backstory. As it was explained to me, that tattoo on her wrist and that wrist wrap didn't really happen visually for us as an audience, at least in the anime, until I believe it was Season 1, Episode 6 is where you can start seeing her wear the wrist wrap, from my understanding. I didn't really go back and confirm that. I'm just going based off of comments I've seen and read about this specific tattoo and or marking and wrist wrap that we kind of just they really talked about for the first time this last episode. And we learned that she's a descendant of the leader of I'm really bad with names, so I apologize. I'm not going to try and even guess it off the top of my head, but she's a descendant of the leader of the people that were being talked about last episode. I'm honestly so sorry that I can't recall it. But yeah, so I mean that's a lot to lay on somebody right right out of the blue like that. So then we had that discussed. Then we learned what actually powers the ODM gear and why it's something that's like specific to Paradise, which is because it's only something that can be found there. And that was kind of the reason that they even showed up, besides to talk to Mikasa, was because they wanted to tap into that that source to sell it for profit, which I mean makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't, as from a business standpoint, why wouldn't you want to monopolize the one place that you can get this specific resource? No, I mean, yeah, I see why that they declined it or would decline it regardless. I mean, ODM gear is pretty impressive technology, and besides the point. So we learned that we got to see I think it's pronounced Mike's. I'm so bad with pronunciations. ODM gear from Season 2, Episode 1. That was what Zeke presented when explaining Ice Burst Stone and all that stuff. Then we go from that to learning Historia's got a baby in her belly. And we don't know the guy. We got to see the backstory, but we don't know the guy yet. Very curious to see the man who is now creating essentially another Zeke. And what I mean by that is it just a half royal, half not royal blooded baby, to kind of continue that royal blood line. So yeah, I'm very curious about that. We also learned that Scout's original plan when Zeke showed up, given the context of them saying that Historia should eat Zeke for the Beastine power, given that she does have royal blood. The original plan was, when Zeke got there, was to get fed to Historia. At least that's what that drunk soldier said at the table. And then was going on, and like they were just pissed off at Historia for getting pregnant. And now they have to have Zeke stay there longer, and I don't know. It's very weird. And then I believe his name is Nicolo. He was down in the basement, and then they had this like very malicious intent music on, and then he had this bottle of wine, and I don't know if that maybe inferred that they're planning on injuring or killing the soldiers in that room, or is that bottle of wine that they requested poisoned and all those soldiers in there are gonna die? Is this whole plan and allyship between the Marleyan traders, or Eldian Marleyan traders, that came with Zeke, have a plan that now they're going to turn on them now that they've built up trust over years. I don't really know. I mean, Nigolo was the one who like fell for Sasha, so I'm very curious what that was all about in the basement. Then we got to flash over to our original crew building a train track. Then Levi and Hans show up, kind of talk about stuff that we've already gone over, but instead of it being with the perspective of like Gabi and Falco and Udo and Sofia, all them talking about essentially the same thing, about people not really giving Eldians a chance, like but from Paradise's perspective, being that like they're the devils of the world, and that's what unites the rest of the world for world peace, essentially, which is a really crappy thing, to be the enemy that unites the rest of the world. And then they kind of had another similar parallel with the fact that they were talking about who's going to inherit a Titan. I don't really think that that's going to happen, given what has happened so far. I think Eren intends to ride out his Titan expiration date until the very end. It was pretty crazy to see the Hanji and Eren scene that had happened. He like, I didn't know that you can like almost turn, or I don't know if that was just for visual flashy effect, but the sparks started happening. That lightning effect that happens when people transform started happening. But then as soon as Hanji pulled away, it stopped. So yeah, I don't think that Eren has any allies anymore. I think he believes he's a one-man army at this point. So when she's like, you're saying fight twice, does that mean you're fighting two fights? I truly believe now he's fighting a fight with the scouts, and he's fighting a fight with the rest of the world. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what Eren's plan is. I wonder if he's gonna go and break out of there like he says he's capable of doing, which he obviously is. And maybe he's gonna steal Zeke. Maybe he's gonna do something crazy. I mean, there's not that many episodes left of this show, so I can imagine that stuff's gonna hit the fan sooner than later. And then we ended with Levi and them in the in the tall tree forest, just sitting there. Zeke reading his book. Levi just staring at Zeke. I wonder if Eren at some point is gonna grab Zeke somehow. And I mean, we keep talking about the rumbling, releasing Colossal Titans. I wonder if their way to get away is gonna have to be releasing Colossal Titans, so that the scouts and everybody have to take care of that, and then Eren and Zeke disappear. I don't know. Eren is not the same Eren that he was the last 3 seasons. So, like, something happened in these couple of years that we still kind of have yet to see as to why, like, this emotional and just everything snapped in him. I mean, maybe we've seen it and I'm oblivious to it, but seeing as we've seen him 3 years ago, 2 years ago, he doesn't seem like he's snapped yet in terms of the way that we saw him in Declaration of War, the Warhammer Titan, and then basically everything since then, where he just kind of has this deadpan face, no emotions, no remorse, no regrets. Just, I don't even really know how to explain it, other than he's just not Eren anymore. Not the Eren that we all fell for as an audience. So yeah, I think that I'm done talking now, because I really want to jump into this episode and figure out what's going to happen next, given the episode name being Deceiver. So without further ado, let's jump into this episode of Attack on Titan. Let's go. Oh, she's going crazy. Is this a trip? Yeah, it's a trap. Oh, I should have seen that coming. It's that it was a trap. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Man, we really just jumping in. He was though. Come on, Gabi. He wouldn't have came in there if he didn't care. I suppose that's true. Can't really trust anybody anymore. Especially after Zeke. Man, this is like a flashback to earlier episodes. Peek on the same bed. Uh-oh. He's gonna have to cross that sea now. He thought, oh, he came here, but now he's really gonna have to cross that sea. Well, she is not prepared to go home. She's just prepared to get answers. Woo! Gone off the deep end. But I would too, given everything that she's gone through, everything that she's seen, everything that she's had to participate in. Aww. Come on, Gabby. People are nice. If Gabby kills this woman, I'm gonna be really sad. He looks familiar. Yeah, I was like, okay. He looks so familiar, but I'm like drawing a blank. It's Sasha's dad. This is so tense. Oh, if you hurt Sasha's dad, Gabby, I'm gonna be pissed. I was just tensing up. The world's most dangerous island. What? They built a flying craft with the iceberg stone? Shit's happened, dude. A lot of shit's happened. Yeah, Eren is not Eren anymore. And only she's witnessed that firsthand. Ah, I see this. Okay, alright. I'm gonna pause. Sorry. First time pausing for this. This is my prediction, okay? It's my prediction now. These people, it's honestly this endless loop of revolutions and coups. So Flock and these other people, as well as other people we have not seen yet, who also agree, like the people out there waiting at the gate, are gonna help Eren break out without him actually having to turn into a Titan, and they're gonna be like some resistance. And Eren's only allies are gonna be these people who believe that he's doing the right thing. So I just feel like that's what it's gonna be, and then I feel like the rest of the stuff I said at the beginning, if you listen to me, if not, and you just skip to the reaction portion, all I said was that I think he's gonna grab Zeke and probably unleash some colossal titans so that they can have some sort of like undeniably necessary um like something that they have to take care of. Like it's undeniably has to be taken care of if Colossal Titans are released from the walls. So yeah, anyways, done talking, let's jump back in. I want to hear what's going to be said next. I think that furthers what I just said even more. If they release him, he's going to probably be encouraged to do this. I'm gonna be so sad if Hanji dies from this. I don't want her to die. Like she's gonna like feel blamed for this situation if it does come to fruition about Colossal Titans becoming released. And I don't know. I just don't want her to die at the hand of Colossal Titans. Oh yeah! I remember this. This is in season 1. Man, everybody's changing. Ah. Oh, she's doing the scout salute. Oh my god. Oh? Flashbacks to that scene.
1ヶ月前、トロストク鉄道開通祝いでの祝賀会。君の監視係は急遽代役となった。フロックフォルスター。縁も竹縄となったあたりで君を近くの宿泊地まで送った彼じゃが、現在情報漏洩罪で拘留されておる。また、この宿泊地はエレン・イェーガーの住処と数十キロの位置にあった。
Why is that horse looking at Gabi like that? Whoa! Oh! This shit got crazy. Gabi! It's laughing at her.
ここでおとなしく助けを待つんだよ。じきに世界中の軍隊がこの島に攻めてくるだろう。
Maybe. This is Sasha's dad's house. I can only imagine maybe John and Connie might come to visit.
ここは4年前に親を失っている子供たちの集まりなの。罪を受け入れてないようですね。この島の民が世界に対して残虐非道の限り。
Oh, Gabi.
それはみんなが親を亡くしたことと関係があるの。当然です。いくら善人のように振る舞おうとも逃れられる罪の重さではありません。マーレではそう教えられてるの。何言ってんだよ。これは普遍的な歴史の話だから。
今なんて言いました？
君たちはマーレから来たんでしょ。
どうして？
どうしても何も。自分で叫んでたじゃない。
え？あ、じゃあ最初からか。最初からですか？恥ずかしいな。もうなんで言ってくれないんですか？
You. Oh my god. Gabi. Come on, Gabi. Please, I hope this girl's kindness maybe changes Gabi.
その巨人を見て村の人はみんな逃げた。足の悪いお母さんを置き去りにして。
Oh, this was the lady who. This was the girl who Sasha saved, right?
ここからあそこでお母さんが食べられる。
Yeah, this was the girl that Sasha saved in season 2. Yeah.
親族だって言ってるんでしょ。でも なんでそんなに恨まれているのかよくわからないの。ミア、ベン、教えて。お母さんは一体何をしたの？何をしたからこんなに恨まれているの？何千年も世界中の人々を虐殺したからでしょ。何千年？そんなことも忘れていたなんて。
They were never told.
リア人は何千年もの間巨人の力で世界を支配し蹂躙してきたの。他の民族の文化を奪って望まれない子を産ませて数えきれないほど人を殺してきたの。被害者ぶるのはやめて。でもお母さんはこの辺で生まれ育ったからそんなひどいことはしてないと思う。だから100年前あなたたちの先祖が犯した罪の大きさが問題なの。
But all of their memories were wiped out.
今生きている私たちは一体何の罪を犯しているの？ついこの間だって私の町を蹂躙した。私のお母さんが殺されたのは4年前だから。
I'm getting like the chills. This back and forth is crazy.
誰も殺してない。ねえミア、ちゃんと答えて。なんでお母さんがあんなに苦しんで殺されたのか何か理由があるんでしょ。そうじゃなきゃおかしいよ。なんでお母さんは生きたまま体を食べられたの？ねえ、何のために殺されたの？ねえ、なんで？
威力偵察です。4年前のパラディ島侵攻の目的は大攻勢を見据えての威力偵察でした。カヤさんのお母さんもそれに巻き込まれたんです。
Oh my god, so much information is getting revealed.
ごめんなさい。
Ah.
ありがとうベン、教えてくれて。でもベンが謝るのはおかしいよ。マーレで生まれただけなのに。
Not fair to put this on the kids. They were born into it, yes, but it is not their fault.
マキはリオの斧を持って入ってきて巨人相手に戦ったの。
Yeah! Sasha!
手にして巨人から私を
Goddamn right. Respect Sasha.
ように。今度マーレの人が働いてるレストランに招かれてるの。そこにあなたたちを連れて行けばマーレに帰る方法が見つかるかもしれない。どうして？
Damn it, Gabi.
お姉ちゃんみたいな人になりたいの。
Hell yeah. Sasha deserves to have a follower like that. That makes me so damn happy. There's still a lot left. Does that mean there's a post credit? Woo! Probably just his legs and arms. Yeah.
パラディと適正力と手を組み飛行船で逃げおおせたと見ている。
Dang.
くそ、ずっと一緒に戦ってたのに裏切り者だったなんて。
当然このままで済ますつもりはない。今から半年以内にパラディ島に世界連合軍による
6 months.
ジークもそう考えるでしょう。大打撃を受けたマーレ軍はすぐさま攻
By the time they attack, then that means that Zeke has less than half a year.
すぐにパラディ島を奇襲すべきです。
Woo. Oh my god. Well, that's pretty crazy. So, Gabi and this is a Gabi and Falco episode. Gabi snuck out. Not snuck out. She beat a guard to death with a brick. There's no two ways around it. And basically in every moment of this episode was kind of showing to Gabi that the people on the island are not the devils that they're made out to be. Some are, yes. Because at the end of the day, the military ends up being the devils because they are the people who do the horrendous and egregious acts against other places, countries, whatever. It's at the end of the day, war sucks, and some people have to take the fall for the egregious things that a country does. Not the country itself. At least that's my opinion, at least given the circumstances of the situation in Attack on Titan. Please do not take that as a political view, because that is not what I'm trying to say. Talking about it in terms of Attack on Titan politics. It's just like, like the guard came to Gabby's aid because a kid like seizing out on the bed. I mean, what person wouldn't like go to their aid? And then he got beat to death for it. They escaped. Gabby wanted to keep her armband on, which I not a surprise about because a few episodes ago she said she wanted to be able to wear it one day proudly, and she didn't want to take it off. Then that blonde girl who I didn't recognize right away, up until she kind of started giving us her backstory, was the one that Sasha rescued in like the first couple episodes of season 2. And I didn't recognize him right away, even though like I really thought that I recognized him. I didn't know what I didn't know what the name was that I was trying to think of, but it was Sasha's dad, and he runs in like an orphanage there, for the kids to kind of like, I'm assuming, get some sort of experience before they become an adult, responsibility, etc. And it's really admirable, honorable, all that stuff. Hats off to you, Mr. Braun, not Braun. Yeah, I feel like I'm freaking out now. Ross. Apologies to me. Apologies from me. Jeez, words are not coming out of my mouth the way I want them to. Sasha's dad. I'm just gonna keep it at that so I don't trip up on names anymore, because that was completely the wrong last name. Anyways, so yeah, we learned that Gabby is like on edge the whole time, freaking out, feeling like she's betraying her own morals by doing all these things for the devils that she believes are devils anyways. Then we have this really heated debate between them, between Gabby and the girl, and they kind of like really hash it out. I mean, I don't really think that there was a winner there. I think they just kind of understood each other's sides more, and it was very interesting to witness. Very intense scene, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. I mean, I'm happy that Sasha has somebody who wants to be like her and wants to help people no matter what, and it just makes me really happy to see. The other storyline we followed this episode was the betrayal of Flock and the other 3 people who are all there on Eren's side. I believe that at the end of the day, they're going to probably help him escape, or something along those lines, or when he gets out, they're going to be his only allies, because Eren doesn't have allies anymore. I also believe that next episode we're probably going to figure out more about what has happened when Eren started going rogue and doing his own things, because Pixies showed up in the room with Yelena basically addressing that, like, yeah, so you were assigned Flock, who is now kind of a traitor in terms of exposing information. You were very close to Eren's house, and shortly before, I forget, Eren started acting on his own. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. We didn't really see Zeke this episode. So yeah, I mean, and then at the end, the post-credit scene, they're talking about the fact that they know that Zeke is a traitor. They only found his arms and legs. I did not even consider the fact that maybe the ODM gear that would have been left behind could, or that there was any. I mean, there were quite a few, I believe 7 in total scouts that died on that mission. And they learned that Marleyan technology had been infused into the ODM gear. So it makes sense. They kind of piecing together the puzzle. And yeah, they're talking about engaging on a surprise attack on Paradise, because if they wait, I mean, at that point Zeke has less than half a year to live. I don't really know how many months he has right now. And yeah, a lot is gonna happen soon, and I cannot wait I want to know. I wish it was next Sunday already. Next Sunday's my birthday. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it on the day it comes out. Anyways, So yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. I'm very curious to see if Annie's gonna come back into the mix because she's still in the crystal. And we didn't see Eren this episode. Hanj is going to seek out more information, get more answers about what's going on, and I wanna get these answers. Attack on Titan has always been this endless list of questions that once one's crossed off, another is written. Because this anime is so well written and keeps you so drawn in all the time, it's absolutely insane. So I think that's finally everything I want to talk about. So if you made it to the end, I just want to say thank you. And if you haven't already, please maybe consider dropping a subscription to my YouTube if you haven't already, and maybe ring that bell, as they say, to stay up to date on all my future videos. And if you like this video, maybe consider dropping a like as well to let me know. So until next time with the next episode of Attack on Titan, I hope you guys all have a great week, and peace.